Hi wine friends and happy Beaujolais Nouveau Day. If you are new to the channel, I am Allie from A Glass After Work, and if you are new to Beaujolais Nouveau, this is for me the start of the holiday season. Beaujolais Nouveau Day is the third Thursday of November. I know that a lot of wine people are not really into Beaujolais Nouveau. They rightly think that it's a big marketing ploy to get people to go out and have Beaujolais Nouveau Day parties and try a wine that is really young and probably not as expressive as its more mature siblings will be. However, I love it. It's like I said, it's going to be the third Thursday of every November, which means we're talking, the week before Thanksgiving, and it kicks off the holiday season for me. If you've never had a Beaujolais Nouveau before, what it is that it's comes from the Beaujolais region of France where they grow the Gamay grape, and basically from the time that the grapes are harvested, pressed, fermented, bottled, sold, and opened, it's about 6 to 8 weeks. So we're talking about a super young, super immature wine. And part of what's fun about Beaujolais Nouveau is that it does kind of give you a sneak peek into what the Beaujolais will be like when they are a little more mature. And supposedly 2018 is going to be the best Beaujolais year since 1964. So it looks like it's going to be a great Beaujolais year. I will say we've already, my husband and I have already kind of dipped into the Beaujolais Nouveau for dinner. We paired it. I made a roast chicken for dinner tonight with some cumin carrots. So it's not quite your turkey dinner, but it's pretty close. And let me just say that, wow. I always know that Beaujolais Nouveau is going to be a good wine pairing for Thanksgiving dinner, but these are really just go the step beyond. With that, let's do a quick tasting. So this first one is Chateau Guillard. And you can see it says Beaujolais Nouveau on here. And I bought this at one of my local wine stores. It's a little on the pricier end for a Beaujolais Nouveau. Usually they're in the $10, $12, $13 range. This one's $15. However, I've had previous vintages before and I always really like it. So I thought I would grab it and see what this year's is like. All right, let's take a look. And you can see I've got my Simply Charmed corn husks on tonight. And then we'll take a quick look at the wine. It is super purple, super young wine. It's pretty deep purple. It has a nice, it's funny, I think maybe because I know it's going to be a little fruitier, it has almost like a hard candy kind of coloring to it where it's that clear, kind of shiny look. On the nose, it is all about the red fruits. Definitely lots of red fruits, a little bit of almost like candied, I'd say candied strawberries. Strawberry jam, maybe maybe that's a better way to describe it. And actually, maybe this one's got a little bit of something herb going on. Maybe some thyme, actually. All right, let's give it a taste. Cheers. Yeah, so this is super fun, super fruity. It's nice and light, really low tannins. It's going to be an easy drinker. Sure, you can go with the beginning of your meal, like if you do like appetizers and cheese and stuff like that, but this is going to be the perfect wine for turkey, and it'll go nicely with all of the side dishes, but particularly the turkey. This is just going to be a beautiful wine. I think I've mentioned before, my husband is a white wine drinker. He doesn't really like red wine, and he enjoyed all three of these. I think he said, actually, I don't think this is the one he liked the best. I think he liked one of the other ones the best. Although he said that they mostly taste similar to him. This is, I will be honest, this one is probably my favorite, but it's a lot of fun. I definitely, if you want to grab something that's a little different from the normal Beaujolais Nouveaux that you see out there, I definitely recommend grabbing this one. All right, so actually, I'm going to switch these two around. And let's do the regular 2018 Beaujolais from Georges Duboeuf. And if you are I just poured myself a big pour. So if you're familiar with Beaujolais Nouveau, or actually, truthfully, Beaujolais in general, you'll probably recognize Georges Duboeuf's name. The winery is one of the most well-known from the Beaujolais region, and honestly, they're the ones who can probably be credited with creating Beaujolais Nouveau Day. It really was kind of their marketing push, and it just becomes such a fun celebration. So here's their fun label. So Georges Duboeuf is always well known for having some fun artwork on the front of their labels for the Beaujolais Nouveau. I think because it's a wine that's taken a little less seriously, it's a little more fun, they're willing to be a little more innovative with their wine labels, and I absolutely love that. The label art for this, it's called Foolish Pleasure by Chloe Mayer. I'll make sure I put her name below, so if you want to check her out. I will also say the one thing about Beaujolais Nouveau, I think that they taste a lot better when they're slightly chilled. You don't want it super cold, but maybe 5 minutes before you're ready to serve it, I would just stick it in the fridge, maybe even 10 minutes, just chill it off just a little bit. I feel like it actually kind of brings out some of the flavors of the wine in a way that's actually really very pleasant. All right, so let's take a look at this one. You can see super dark, super purple. It's not surprising. It's a young wine. It's only 6 to 8 weeks off of the vine, much less having much time to age. So, whew, that is a whole lot of fruit bomb going on. So where the Chateau Guillard was much more in the strawberries, I would say this is much more like. This is actually much more like raspberry jam, much more than strawberries, but still it's got that jammy quality. There's definitely some of that herb quality. Maybe it's thyme. All right. So yeah, I mean, I think it's really simple. There isn't going to be a whole lot for me to tell you about it. It's just definitely like red raspberries going on in here. All right. Cheers. All right, this is also really good. So I'm actually a little surprised. It's got some surprising, not a lot of tannins, but it's definitely got a little bit going on. Not much, but it just helps give it a little bit of structure. But you're still talking pretty much light to medium-bodied wine. There is a little bit of sweetness, so it's not totally dry, but even if you're a dry red wine drinker, you can still really enjoy this. This is, to me, the type of wine that is going to be very difficult to kind of control how much you're drinking, because it just goes down like you're drinking grape juice. It's just it's easy, it's friendly, it's kind of fun. So yeah, all right. Clearly, I forgot my dump bucket, so we'll just have to drink it down. Meanwhile, let me talk a little bit while I finish this up. Let's talk about the last one, which is the Beaujolais-Villages Nouveau. And so, the Beaujolais region is actually broken down into kind of 3 types of wines. You have the Beaujolais wines, which is what we just drank, Beaujolais Nouveau. And that's grapes from all over the Beaujolais region. And then you have the Beaujolais-Villages, and those are from a more select area within the Beaujolais region. So it's going to be like a step up in quality from just kind of your regular Beaujolais. And then there's a Cru Beaujolais region. There is no Beaujolais Nouveau tonight from the Cru Beaujolais region, and those are going to be your best quality wines from Beaujolais. All right, so let's take a look at the Village, Beaujolais-Villages, and see how that is treating us. First, we'll take a look at the label. All right, and so you can see from this label, it's actually very similar to the regular Beaujolais. It's actually the same artwork. It's the Foolish Pleasure by Chloe Myers on the front here, but the difference is that it's got the pink border instead of the white border. And it's also going to be, I suspect it's going to be about the same amount of sweetness. You're still going to want to kind of make sure it's a little chilled before you drink it. And so let's take a look at the color. All right, so we're still talking pretty dark. I think these two, the Georges Duboeuf, they're both still pretty dark, pretty purple. I think that the Chateau Gaillard, clearly my French is terrible. I think it was a little lighter, but it's still going to be that same kind of purpley, young looking color. Again, red fruits, raspberries. I will say I feel like there's a little more sweetness on the nose on this one, but not unpleasantly so. Maybe it was like florally sweetness. And I'm still getting a little bit of that herb, the cooking herbs. All right, let's give it a taste. Cheers. So I actually probably like this one the least. Not that it's bad. It has a little more of tannins in it, and a little more kind of just the acid's a little more. I definitely am feeling a little more like I want to click off the roof of my mouth after I drink it. It feels very fruit forward at the beginning and then kind of falls off a little bit at the end. Don't get me wrong. This is being super, super picky. So if I was going to pick from these three, I probably would pick the first one. I'm pretty sure that my husband actually liked this last one the best. Honestly, I think all three of them would be a fantastic addition to your Thanksgiving dinner. I did want to talk very briefly about one of the wines that I don't have. So for the first time this year, Georges Duboeuf released a Rosé Beaujolais Nouveau. When I went to Trader Joe's this morning to go grab his two wines from there, they said that they had the rosé, but when they opened up the rosé box, it was actually not the rosé box, it was the Beaujolais-Villages box. So I don't know whether my Trader Joe's is going to get the rosé in. I was really disappointed not to be able to try it because this has kind of been the big news in Beaujolais Nouveau Day, and I feel a little bit like I'm missing out, so I'm going to have to go on a hunt in DC and see if I can find it. I'm sure it won't be that hard, but if you've had a chance to taste it, I'd love to know. I'd love to know what you think about it. I know it's kind of silly, but I love rosé anyway. I love Beaujolais Nouveau Day, and so I do kind of wish that I'd had a chance to try it today, but not to worry. Before the season is out, I will definitely get one. The Chateau Guillard, I think I mentioned, was $15. The two Georges Duboeuf ones were $10. So the quality price ratio is fantastic on these. You are getting good wines. They're going to be good wines to go with your turkey dinner. Folks are going to be able to enjoy them. And yeah, and it's affordable. So all of that is really good. I'd love to know, are you a Beaujolais Nouveau Day fan? Do you participate? Do you drink Beaujolais Nouveau at all, even if it's not on the third Thursday of November? And if you've had a chance to check out that rosé, I would really love to know what you think. So with that, thanks for watching my bonus episode. I will be back on Wednesday with another Wine Wednesday video so that we can get one more in before Thanksgiving. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate those. And if you are not already a subscriber, you can do that by clicking on the caricature right here or on the subscribe button down below. But don't forget to also click on the little bell. It will notify you when I upload a new video, which is going to be every Wine Wednesday. And clearly there might be a couple of extras in there as well. And if you are looking for another video, I have a recommendation for you right there. Thanks a lot for joining. Happy Beaujolais Nouveau Day. Cheers!